Good morning and welcome to this re-recording of the earthing webinar. We had a slight technical malfunction yesterday, and we'll just be doing this again. So if you heard this before, this might be a little different, but we will be talking about pretty much the same information. So we're going to be talking about earthing, and this webinar is called Earthing, a Healing Method as Old as Dirt, the New Science Behind Connecting with the Earth's Healing Energies. This is really important as more and more studies show us the importance of connecting with the Earth and connecting with its really gentle and healing energies. So the first thing I want to just touch base with in this webinar is talking a little bit about Sonaviv Medical Institute. By the way, my name is Jonas Chong. I'm the head of the psychology department here at Sonaviv Medical Institute. And we love talking about all these things that concern energy and healing because Sonaviv is a leader in energy medicine treatments and diagnoses. We really spend a lot of time, money, and energy in finding the best tools to help support people's health and healing through energy. Dr. Wentz, the founder of Sonaviv, knows that deep down in our core, we're really just energy. Some research suggests that for every part of physical matter, there needs to come together 1 billion energy parts. And it's his understanding and his logic that why only treat the physical when you can also treat the energetic part as well. So we apply innovative approaches to common health issues to increase healing and vitality, and we do these through treatments that help restore the balance in the body, so natural healing responses can become more effective at dealing with disease. So we're really helping the body become more effective at doing what it normally does, doing what it optimally would do if it was in its just perfect balance. So energy treatments and energy medicine can really help that, help bring the body back into a balance so then the body can use its own tools to heal itself. This webinar and a lot of the things you'll find on earthing out there are based on this book and some of the research that was developed by the author and the spearhead of this movement, which is Clint Ober. Now, Clint Ober is at the forefront of this new health movement. He really started a very clear path in this by asking questions, by making connections, and then really inspiring scientists to follow through on his observations. So he's really just one of the people that has really pushed this forward a lot. He has been working with scientists to look into what connecting with the Earth can offer humanity. So what can connecting with the Earth offer us? What can we develop from that? What can we learn from that? And basically, a huge tenet of this work is the importance of going back to our roots, going back to, in a lot of ways, the way we lived before a lot of our modern-day societies put us in a very specific situation where disease can easily develop. So to introduce this work, we're just going to take a small detour into just the present state of health and healing in the 21st century, especially in our modern-day societies. Inflammation, it's no secret, is one of the pressing issues of our century in terms of health and healing. It's just a big factor in disease. Inflammation can be acute and chronic, or chronic. Acute inflammation is actually a very healthy response. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But the chronic type, especially the low-level type of inflammation, which can just really not be, can be ignored or not noticed for a long time, is very dangerous, and we'll learn why. A lot of times, scientists and researchers also call inflammation inflammaging because it's really a huge indicator of how a person can age, whether they age healthily or whether they really look much older than their chronological age, because their biological age through inflammation just speeds up. So they look much older. They feel more tired, less energy. Things start breaking down more and more in their bodies. So really, inflammation, according to a lot of different scientists, is the main cause and precursor of the major diseases of the 21st century. Inflammation can come from multiple sources, like our diet, stress, especially chronic stress, medication, lack of exercise, poor lifestyle choices in general, just not making the best choices for our health and healing, and also genetic factors. And as we will learn in this webinar, from some sources that seem very unlikely, at least to the people that don't really understand or really know too much about earthing and the importance of being connected to the earth. So, what is inflammation? Inflammation is a natural response in our body to a perceived aggressor, to something that is attacking it or something that's just really out of balance. Now, our body responds to the aggression by attacking back, by returning that aggression. And of course, this is done through the controlled use of oxidative stress. And this is very important. Controlled use of oxidative stress. So it's just enough to either defeat those aggressors or sometimes also destroy certain impaired cells or damaged cells that need to be reconstructed, that need to be replaced. And that's basically about a healthy response to of inflammation. But when that is not healthy, what we see is the development of all these different diseases. Inflammation just plays a huge role in the body because it really siphons all the resources in the body while affecting it in multiple ways. So depending on our lifestyle and also our genetic predisposition, we can go into any of these health issues that we're seeing right now and develop disease. So inflammation, we know that each year millions of people die from conditions associated with it. So it really is just a huge medical and health factor that we need to take care of, that we really need to look into. The most chronic diseases the most chronic diseases cost the U.S. Economy alone more than $1 trillion a year. So that is a lot of money that is paid to treat these diseases that are based on inflammation. And a lot of researchers suggest that inflammation may turn out to be the elusive holy grail of medicine, that one thing that we can really focus on to treat and prevent, to make a huge impact on how healthy people can be. And as we know now, this is turning out to be that way, that inflammation is just a huge factor, and if we can find ways of controlling it, of bringing it down, people will live happier, healthier, more vibrant lives. Let's talk a little bit about our planet, slowly approaching our webinar theme today, which is earthing. So from one perspective, our planet is really a huge battery. We can call it a 6 sextillion metric ton battery, just a huge battery teeming with energy. And if you want to see that what a sextillion is, this is the number that corresponds to that. And of course, this battery, the Earth, is continually recharged by solar radiation, lightning, and also heat from its molten core. So there's just an influx of energy all the time surrounding our Earth, and especially and very importantly for us, on the surface of the Earth. So earthing, what is earthing? Earthing is a healing movement that gives importance to our body's bioelectrical health. A lot of times we don't really hear about or give importance to the bioelectrical aspect of health. Many times we just see that as a byproduct. So all the biochemistry that is going on in our body, and it's just something that we can look into and we can consider, but not give it the true importance that it has. We know now through a lot of studies that bioelectrical balance is a precursor for physical and emotional health. So what happens in our bioelectrical health will really affect the physical and emotional aspects of health. So our bioelectricity needs to be very balanced and in tune, so all these other things are also in balance. And we need to really think about and look at the picture that our body has evolved and developed in direct energy, in direct contact with the earth and its energies. It wasn't too long ago that we really lived directly on the earth, or that the materials that we used for creating our homes or where we worked were electrically conducive. So it's very, very important that we take a look at that this has changed only fairly recently. And of course, that has had an impact on health. So what is earthing? Earthing involves coupling your body to the Earth's surface energies. This means walking barefoot outside and or sitting, working, sleeping inside while connected to a conductive device that delivers the natural healing energy of the earth into your body. So it's basically being in direct physical skin contact with the earth. And by doing that, we're coupling our energy to the surface energies of the earth. And as we'll learn in a moment, this is very, very important and has a lot of great benefits for our health. So in a lot of ways, this is akin to what is well known in the electrical world as being grounded. And it acts as a protection in machines and different devices against shocks, shorts, and interference. So it really helps regulate the electrical output and input of these different machines. Applied to us, applied to people, earthing naturally protects the body's delicate bioelectrical circuitry against static electrical charges and interference. It just really helps our body's bioelectrical health be as balanced as possible, and that's very, very important. So the practice of earthing is as simple as it sounds. It just really is going out there and walking or being in direct physical skin contact with the earth. And that might mean walking barefoot on the grass or sitting with your skin touching the grass. It might also be walking on a beach on the sand or sitting on the sand. It might be walking or swimming in the ocean or a river. It also might mean walking, sitting, or just being in contact with dirt or gravel. Any of these natural surfaces that are part of the earth, that have direct contact with the earth. Other surfaces that are not naturally conducive, electrically conducive, like wood, like asphalt, they would not support creating this benefit, this health benefit that earthing gives to us. And as I mentioned before, there are certain apparatuses, certain machines or different devices that can help us stay connected even though we're indoors. And I'll tell you a little bit more about these in a moment. So we really need to start seeing the body as not only a physical and emotional component, but also an electrical component. And this is very, very important. Many of the biochemical processes in the body are regulated by these electrical fields. So these electrical fields really organize and help the body regulate these biochemical processes. For example, the heart, the brain, the nervous system, our muscles, and the immune system are really just subsystems operating within your bioelectrical field. And of course, these are very, very important systems in the body that without this bioelectrical regulation would be inhabited. We know of certain studies that have been done that in a very artificial way have cut the bioelectrical responses or effects that we get from the earth, and we have seen in these studies that the body starts breaking down, the body starts losing its natural rhythms and cycles, and people just really, really feel very much at unease or very uneasy just because they've been disconnected by the energy surrounding the earth. So, and also in these studies, when they reconnected them to those same frequencies, they brought themselves back into a more normal state almost immediately. So it was really that fast how these people just brought themselves back into a balance. What is the missing link here? What is the link between earthing and health and healing? Here it is, and it's really, really interesting. Inflammation in our body acts through oxidative stress and free radicals. Free radicals are positively charged molecules that destroy invaders or damaged tissue to steal, capture electrons. So in a way, there's sort of a wrecking ball inside our body. And that is why it's very important for inflammation to be a healthy response, that this happens in a very controlled way, in a very balanced way. So we only destroy what is necessary to be destroyed, not more than that. Because when it goes overboard, when this happens more than what is necessary, that's when inflammation is more of a problem than a way of helping us be healthy. So then in the body, there are these molecules called antioxidants that give away electrons to counteract these free radicals. So then these free radicals are satiated, are calm. They diffuse that activity, and then the body can go ahead and start repairing itself. Of course, when we're dealing with chronic inflammation, it's very difficult for our body to get enough of these antioxidants, especially if we face inflammation from all of very different sources, and we're just constantly activating this inflammation response. How earthing comes in here is the following way. So these free electrons as antioxidants. What free electrons? So I want you to think about this. The world's energy, the Earth's energy, is just teeming with unlimited supply of free electrons on its surface. Since we can see the Earth as this huge battery, just filled with energy, filled with these free electrons. As we connect our body to the Earth and its energies, we attach ourselves to its energy, and we're flooded with these free electrons. And of course, these free electrons have an almost immediate effect on these free radicals and the oxidative stress going on within our bodies. So, earthing is really a great source of antioxidants. And normally we see antioxidants, or we hear about antioxidants through, food, through diet, through supplementation, but this is also another great way we can do this by just connecting to the Earth's energies. Another great thing that earthing does to support us is creating a protection around our body and protecting us against EMFs, or electromagnetic frequencies, that might be harmful for our bodies. It's really important for us to take into consideration that a lot of the electromagnetic frequencies that exist now in our day and age didn't exist even 100, 200 years ago. So our bodies are literally flooded with a lot of these frequencies that did not exist before, or that we wouldn't necessarily be exposed to. So think about, your body's bioelectrical field, and as we have learned through studying these bioelectrical fields, they are very susceptible to powerful external fields that can disrupt our balance. And I want you to imagine and compare the type of output our body might have with these bioelectrical fields and the type of fields of energy that are created by cell phone towers or electrical towers or any other type of radiation or electromagnetic frequency that you're exposed to day in and day out. So all of these things would necessarily have an impact in our own field, because remember, these energy fields influence each other. So whether that creates an imbalance in our health or healing is really depends on many factors, but it's very important to keep this in consideration. So earthing allows our body's energy field and that of the Earth to become one. So when we're enveloped in that energy field, when our energy field is really the energy field of the Earth, all these other electromagnetic fields don't have the same response or don't have the same effect on our body as they did before. So this is very important. And we can call this the umbrella effect, as connecting with the Earth, being physically, electrically connected to the Earth, just gives us that same frequency as the Earth. So we're not just, facing all these electromagnetic frequencies from our own, not very potent or powerful energy field, but that of the Earth, the one coming from the Earth, and that in which we are a part of as we're connected to it. So it's very important for us to also consider these aspects of earthing and that benefit. So to end this webinar, the list of benefits from earthing, a few of the things that you can experience, health benefits that you can experience through earthing. It diffuses the cause of inflammation. So in many ways, even though we might still be dealing with certain coping skills that are not the most balanced, practicing earthing will really infuse our body of so many free electrons that this will have an impact on our health and healing. And of course, if we stop a lot of the causes of inflammations, a lot of the things that create inflammation in our body, well, that will be even better. So it really diffuses the cause of inflammation. It reduces or eliminates chronic pain. Since a lot of chronic pain, and especially chronic pain that cannot be dealt with effectively, can really come from inflammation. As you diffuse inflammation, as you eliminate inflammation through these free electrons, it can really reduce significantly or even eliminate this chronic pain. So it's very important as well. It can improve sleep, as practicing earthing connects us to just a more balanced bioelectrical field, and these bioelectrical fields are connected to our body's natural rhythms. It can really help us sleep, especially if we're dealing with an imbalanced physiological sleep cycle. So if we feel more tired in the morning than at night, and at night we're wired and have all this energy, it can really help send the messengers into the body that this needs to be rebalanced. It also increases energy, the energy that we use day in and day out to create what we need to create, to do the things that we need to do, to just be active and just really enjoy our lives. It also lowers stress, and a big part of that is because it helps all the tension and the stress, physiologically speaking, to just become more balanced, to be in a more healthy state in our bodies. We're not really revving that up to its highest potential. It can also normalize the body's different rhythms, so not only the body's sleep cycle, but also the different cycles that each organ and system have. So then this really creates a more effective state in our body. And not only will that help us just feel better, but it'll also help lower stress, increase energy, because then our energy is not spent on all these things that are not important anymore. It also relieves physical tension in the body, again, through these different cycles of just greater balance. It lessens hormonal and menstrual symptoms, and this is really important as well, as a lot of people, a lot of women, might deal with these issues and not find a way to how to correct it, how to bring balance into that. And a lot of times the answer might be in reconnecting with the Earth's energies, so then these rhythms within the body are more normal, are more in the optimal state. It can also reduce jet lag, especially for people that travel a lot and their bodies might be just in a totally different time zone and having to deal with that. What it does is, as we connect to the Earth, it again regulates and kind of normalizes our rhythms, so our biological rhythms. So even though we're many hours are ahead or behind our normal time, this really helps us just catch up to wherever that might be. So earthing has that benefit as well. And of course, as we were mentioning before, it protects the body against electromagnetic frequencies. So the best thing now is to go out there and practice and do as much as you can of being outside, connecting physically with the Earth, whether walking or touching the Earth. It's very, very important that you go out there and do this. As you have learned, this has so many health benefits that have been proven through different studies and research. One other thing I want to mention, if you're interested in a lot of these products, the earthing products, you can find them at the earthing website. So it's www.earthing.com. You can find a lot of these different products, different devices that are really designed for our everyday lives in modern day society that we can use to be inside, to be in our office, to be inside our homes, especially for those of you that live in very cold climates and it's really not doable to go out there and walk on the snow barefoot. It's just really not something you would want to do or recommend doing. You have these products there that can really bypass that if you really don't have the option to go out there and practice earthing. Now, ideally, this practice, this physical practice of going out there and doing earthing, we would do in about 20 or 30 minutes a day. That would be an ideal practice, an ideal time just to be there and be connected to the Earth. So thank you so much for your time. We will post this webinar soon, so you can enjoy this. And if you have any questions on this, you can always find our Facebook page, the Son of Eve Medical Institute Facebook page, and we'll be happy to share this information with you. So thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.